YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to set your high-speed idle for a Quadrajet. Now we just rebuilt this car, put it back on here, and when I started it, it was sky high. Like we're talking 2,500 RPMs, 2,800 RPMs, way too high. So today I'm going to show you how I've adjusted that, and I'll walk you through the steps on how to set your high speed idle. And what you're going to want to do is take off your choke brake right here. 2 screws hold it on. Vacuum line goes there. Rod comes over here. Take this off. Some people call it a choke diaphragm. Some people choke brake. Either whatever you want to call it, take it off. That'll make your life so much easier. From down here, you're going to see a screw right here. That's your adjusting screw for your high speed idle. Now, this is your this lever here is your high speed idle cam, and it's got a couple of notches on it. I'll show you here in a second. But what you're wanting to do is adjust this to where when the engine warms up, your choke will open as such, and then eventually once it's warmed up, it'll open all the way. Now, what I did was I took a mirror. I'll have to get a flashlight to show you a little better. I took a mirror to look and see where that cam is hitting on my rod itself. Alright, right there. If I can get this light to stay here, I might be able to show you with ease. I'll point it out. Alright. Right there, you'll see a little step. I know my camera wants to go out of focus. Alright, right there. There's the arm that you're going to be looking for, and see how it's resting on that, and there's like a little step down, and then it goes to there. This is the high point. You're going to want that to be touching on that at the highest point. So what that means is take this and make sure it's all the way up as high as you can get it. You might have to use a rubber band, but get a friend, whatever you got to do. Put this all the way up, and then adjust that screw that I showed you. I don't know why my camera's going in and out of focus. I apologize about that. Take this screw, put your screwdriver there and get it ready. And when you're looking at that spot that I pointed out, which is right there, you're going to want to back this out. Come on, camera, focus. Camera. I don't know why this thing is not working with me. You're going to want to back this screw out all the way until you see that arm is off of that cam. Just barely, but get it off of there. Let me see if I can, give me just a second. I'm going to see if I can make this better for y'all. Taking this hose out of the way so it's not interfering with us. Point that out again. Right there. You see how it's resting up against that cam? And when I back the screw off, until we're off of that cam. And let me look real quick. Okay, now you can see daylight in between there. Make sure you got this lever all the way up. Back that screw all the way off. While you're watching the arm down there that I pointed out, you'll see the cam in person a lot easier than through this mirror and all that. So back it out and then go back in with it until it's just touching that top cam. Then turn it one full turn and then drop this. If you hear that, then you know you're on. You know you got good tension. And then hit your throttle, close everything back up. Your choke should close if it's adjusted right. And go start your car. And then, if it's way too high for you, which it shouldn't be, it should be pretty well on the money. But if it's too high for you, just go back here and turn this again. Quarter turn. Back it off. Quarter turn, half a turn. No more than that. And see how your idle does. If it's still a little low, like if you live up north and you need that to be up there around 1200, 1500 RPMs to warm up for the first, 30, 45 seconds, then take this and tighten it up a quarter turn or half a turn. And that'll raise your idle to where you want it. And that's the easiest way to do that. Back it off, push it back in until it just barely touches that top cam. Go one turn. And it dialed mine in perfect. Where it was running a good, right about 1,000 RPM, 1,100 RPMs to warm it up for the first 30 seconds or so. And then this would open up, drop. And then your bimetallic spring in here will, this is a hot air choke, so, but even the electric one's got your bimetallic spring in there. They'll expand and open your choke up the rest of the way. Then you'll be on your base idle, your curb idle. And that's the easiest way to adjust that. I've seen a bunch of conflicting stories on there saying, turn it 3 turns and this and that, and you don't want to do all that. Set it up for your calibration, not theirs. So do what I just said there. Easy steps to get it in the ballpark. And then with a quarter turn, half a turn, one way or the other, you'll dial it in to your climate, to what your car prefers. And that is the easiest way to do your high speed idle adjustment. From there, once it warms up, it'll kick off and then you'll be on to your curb idle. And that's just a simple twist. That's a simple screw over here that you'll be able to adjust as well for your curb idle. And that's it. I've checked out all these things here. This felt a little grimy, a little sticky, so I went ahead and sprayed it. You can use carb cleaner or whatever, penetrating fluid, just something to clean it up really good. So what I did was I discovered while I was watching all this, I discovered that this choke rod here was actually hitting on the screw. It has this little bracket here that goes on there and the choke rod goes through it like such, and then this will rest upon that. Anyway, there's a screw that holds this on, and as this traveled up, let me take this off where I lose it. As this travels up, see, camera, I'm not a very good cameraman, I apologize, but as this choke rod was traveling up, it was like that, and it was hitting onto the screw, not allowing it to go any further up. And what I noticed also was this arm right here was going down to about there and stopping. It would not travel all the way down as it should be able to and touch the bottom plate. It was up quite a bit. And so whenever I was dropping this, it would kick the idle down, but it wouldn't go all the way down like it should, because this screw was hitting this rod. Now, I guess this is kind of my fault, because I did take 2 carburetors and build one out of it. And I didn't use the original choke rod, which is right here. I used the one that came out of the second carburetor, thinking, you know, it's pretty much the same thing. But in actuality, they are a little different. And this one has more of an angle for the top, which would give it clearance there. Plus, it goes into this little bracket here. It'll actually go in and lock in like that, where this one is just a straight shot, and then it has a little clip on the back side. So this, I'm pretty sure now, if I replace this with this, as I should have to begin with, I should have picked up on this, put that in here, drop this down, attach it to that little lever down inside, that this will give me my clearance I need, to where this will actually drop all the way down where the idle should be, around 800, 700, instead of stuck up here at 1100 or whatnot. So here we have the new rod on, or the old other rod, and as you can see, it does not hit the little screw. It comes close, but it doesn't hit it. It's bent away to where there's enough clearance there, where before I was smacking up against that with that other rod. And it's traveling all the way down, which will allow it to idle down as it should. So I believe that was our problem. And this will go all the way down as it should, and I believe we're good there. I'll know once I start it. If it's still idling a little high, then we can adjust the screw that I showed you down here. We'll back it out half a turn, see how that does it. If not, we'll do it another half a turn and go from there. So I'm gonna end that video. I am doing another video on how to adjust your valves while the engine's running. If you got a little lifter noise, a little tappity tap tap tap, that'll be on another video, so stay tuned for that. So I hope that helps somebody out there with a Quadrajet and a high speed idle adjustment. So thank you, and y'all have a beautiful day.